Hello everybody and welcome back, where today we're going through the PSVR2 games for July of 2023. We got a bit more of a packed month compared to June, and this video is being recorded on the 29th of June, so if any announcements have been made in the 2 days that have passed since recording, I apologise, I will update the comments accordingly. Before we jump in though, I've got to say two things. One is thank you for 10,000 subs. We had a video dedicated to the milestone a couple days ago, put a lot of work into it, went across Europe and into Scandinavia to film it, and it was a load of fun. But I wanted to visualize, like I do with every milestone, the amount of people we truly have on the channel now, and this is a representation of how many people there are, which is just, it's just mind-blowing. So thank you all for the continued support. And secondly, we do have a sponsor for today's video, so before we jump into the games, I want to say thank you to VRRock for being the paid partner of today's video. I use VRRock's lenses every day on my PSVR2 as they create precisely customized lenses based on your prescription. Or if you don't have a prescription, they can put in blue light blocking filters to provide protection for your vision. The lenses are really easy to install and remove, making them very convenient to use. The lenses also have magnetic and non-magnetic options depending on what you want, and just provide you peace of mind as a VR user that you're not going to scratch your actual lenses. The link is down in the description at www.vrrock.com. Thank you to VRRock for being the paid partner of today's video. With that being said, let's get on to the games for this month. Okay, first up, let's start with some indies. On the 6th, we are getting the Street 10 VR. In the Street 10, you're caught in an infinite alley, looking for Street 10 to find your way out. It's a mysterious segment of Tokyo's urban streets, and your mission is to observe every detail around you, and if something unusual catches your attention, be alert and change your path. While this does sound like an intriguing concept, especially for VR, this is a flat screen port and only has a runtime of a very ambiguous 10 to 90 minutes on the Steam page. It was known as an easy platinum over on PS4, I think, and PS5 on the flat screen, so I wouldn't get my hopes up for this, but it is a neat concept, and if it comes in very cheap, it might be worth checking out. On the 9th of July, Spin Rhythm is also coming to PCVR and PSVR2. This is an homage to classic rhythm action games with a kinetic twist, as you spin, tap, flick, scratch, and flow through over 60 of the juiciest beats in the universe. For the first time ever, Spin Rhythm XD features an optional and completely free VR mode, so this is a free VR upgrade if you own the game. This allows PSVR2 players to feel closer to the music than ever before with the smoothest motion controls we have ever been able to deliver. We have a few rhythm games on PSVR2, but I'm never going to say no to more because they are a load of fun, especially when they have different visual styles and music styles, and Spin Rhythm seems to be one of those on the 9th. On the 12th of July, from Maze Theory, the developers behind Peaky Blinders, The King's Ransom, and Doctor Who: The Edge of Time, comes The Infinite Inside. An innovative puzzle game that seamlessly blends VR and MR gameplay with an immersive narrative experience. I'm assuming the PSVR version of this game will not have any mixed reality capabilities, because the headset is not capable of that, but you get to interact with enigmatic ancient artifacts known as plinths after one mysteriously materializes in your home and opens a portal to a tranquil, dreamlike world filled with impossible architecture and hidden secrets waiting to be discovered. You collect shards, solve three-dimensional puzzles, and assemble keys to unlock the mysteries of the secret society committed to maintaining the balance of order and chaos. The game features 5 stunning worlds and a rich environmental story as you explore the mystical world, and it genuinely does look pretty interesting. I'm going to hope to see if I get my hands on this one for review. At some point in June, the slightly scary and very interesting game, the Utility Room VR, comes to PSVR2. This VR journey takes you to the behind the scenes of the universe. Behind a door lies a barren landscape inhabited by giant stone heads, very scarily and weirdly. Here, the maintenance and heavy lifting required keeps existence stable and temporal. You are a tourist, don't do anything foolish. The utility room has very barren and monochromatic landscapes that look very cool, and very, very large heads that follow you around the map that are incredibly megalophobic if you have that phobia like I slightly do, and has very positive reviews on Steam, so hopefully we get a good port of this one. I don't know too much else, and to be honest, it's best just to go in blind off that little synopsis, but the utility room is coming hopefully sometime in July. With these last couple, I'm going to sound like a stuck record, because we've been talking about them for a very long time, but finally Ghost of Tabor seems to be spinning up, and at the time of recording, I don't know release date or anything like that, but the Twitter account for Ghost of Tabor has been teasing PSVR2 by posting images of the PSVR2 over the last couple of days. I'm assuming either an announcement or a release is coming in July very, very soon, so keep your eye on that one. If you didn't know, Ghost of Tabor is an extraction survival shooter, much like Escape from Tarkov, that is very punishing but has really in-depth mechanics like games from Into the Radius do. It's that sort of crunchy and mechanical and immersive mechanics concerning weapons, food, and items. You go into raids, you gather items, you kill other players and NPCs, and you get out alive. I played this one back in its alpha on PCVR and absolutely loved it. It's really punishing but a load of fun and will give us another FPS game in a different genre to what we already have on PSVR2. So hopefully in July we get some word of either the release date or the status of the game. Again, I'm going to sound like a stock record. We've gone over Skyclimb before. It's the VR platformer that has both multiplayer and single player modes, tournaments, a fun art style, and a fair bit of content to play through. It's coming to PSVR2 hopefully this month. I think the Skyclimb team said they're pretty much there now. It's always a little bit of a hassle to get through QA for some devs with Sony, but hopefully it's on its way now and Skyclimb comes over sometime in July. The same can be said for Compound. Compound is the roguelike, but focusing on a shooter side of the roguelike genre, taking inspiration from older games like Doom, and has had rave reviews on other platforms. Hopefully it looks very sharp and as sharp as games like Ancient Dungeon on PSVR2 because it's got a similar art style and I think it could look stunning as you juggle different weapons, travel through different environments and kill a boatload of enemies. Compound has been a long time coming and apparently the developer says shouldn't be too long until Sony approve this last review build that they published to them, so keep an eye out for Compound in July. Even though it's not confirmed, it seems like gears are turning for Windlands 2. Its port appeared on the PS Store not too long ago, and it seems like it's gearing up for a launch, so Windlands 2 is the closest thing we have to Spider-Man VR, to be honest. It's got multiplayer support, a big open world for you to explore, weapons like bows and arrows, and a really fun and intuitive movement system. From what I've heard, it's a little bit more light-hearted than the original that I really enjoyed exploring, but nonetheless, it should be worth a play when it comes over to PSVR 2 with all the haptic features and hopefully very good visuals. And finally, we are due some news on Phasmophobia this month. Not just the PSVR2 version, but the console port in general should be getting a verbal update about where it is on the pipeline and maybe, hints of a release date. The Phasmophobia devs said they were gearing up to announce over the coming weeks more details about the console port. I'm assuming PSVR2 is still on the table for this since they said they wanted to get it working, and I'm pretty sure they do have a dev kit, but again, they haven't been able to go back into their office and work. They've been working from home for a while since their office had a fire, so we'll see what stage in development they're on to. If I had to predict a release date, I would say probably Halloween this year, but hopefully we'll find out some more concrete information sometime this month because that's when it's scheduled to come out. Anyway, that'll do us for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope there's something in this list that catches your eye. For me, it's definitely Windlands 2, Compound, Ghost of Tabor, the Phasmo news, and the Utility Room. Thank you to our patrons Luke Bentley, Phil Irving, Hazit Mirza, Ace Gamer, Hippie Pickle, Gen007, A License to Chill, Sun, WTF, Piosco, and Fat Controllers. As all of you patrons and YouTube members help keep the channel going day after day and week after week. If you want to join the Patreon or YouTube membership or the Discord, the latter of which is free, all the links are down below. Thank you all for watching once again, and I'll see you all in the next one.